Welcome back to Lobotomy Corporation. I'm Grillmastah, and today we have Old Lady. Old Lady is an abnormality that appears to be a woman in a rocking chair. When you send somebody in who is rather high level, instinct is common, insight is high, repression is common, and attachment is high. When Old Lady is ignored, and you go into other abnormalities before going in here, a black cloud appears over top of the abnormality. When somebody goes inside, they end up at the top with the black cloud fully enveloping their face. They slowly take white damage over time. As long as you have adequate armor, this will be no problem. Old Lady is unfamiliar abnormality for us. Work instructions must be designated with utmost caution. Not being able to bear the stories of Old Lady, wall and the floor in the room have cracks here and there. Her numerous stories had fascinated people, but all that's left is curse in her stories. All of a sudden, cracks stopped. Old Lady starts reciting a phrase of a poem quietly. Cutest Plague Doctor has finished the work. Cutest Plague Doctor exits the chamber in a hurry. The Old Lady's story. It takes the shape of an old and feeble elderly woman. When anyone enters his chamber, the abnormality would talk to the person. It differs from time to time, but it always starts with child. Do you want to hear an old story? The story could be a lullaby, an unsuspecting poem, a common child story, or something entirely new. It knows every child's story and does not stop telling stories until its listener leaves. Excerpt from interview log. Employee F5049. She may be the loneliest creature of all the abnormalities. The creature is filled with loneliness. She is telling those tales to fill the void. A story needs a listener. When someone is in her room, she will try to fill the void. Of course, listening to her is very dangerous. She knows all the stories on Earth, and even the ones that don't exist. Our mind wouldn't be able to cope with all that. She could fry our brain in a mere instant. Management Tips 1. After completing the work of an abnormality other than Old Lady, Old Lady's growth counter has decreased. When Old Lady's growth counter reaches 0, black shapes were formed inside the containment room. Under the condition that Old Lady's growth counter decreases, we decided to call it Solitude. Management Tip 3. When Solitude was piled up, Solitude stuck to the employee who entered the containment room. Management Tip 4. Employee Mika is exposed to a continuous white damage until the Solitude was chipped off. Until it disappeared, the employee could not do any work. So instinct is common all across the board, insight is common all across the board, attachment is high, and repression is low. This is a very good thing to work on attachment on, or even instinct and insight. It is an escaped object, or non-escaped object, but it will tick down and then get that shielding over it. The gift is rather prevalent to get 16%, and it's pretty nice of a success 3 and work speed 3. The ego weapon is a gun, so it has long range, and it's white damage, so that it's pretty useful to get your minds back up. By the time I had this, I was using other weapons though, so I can't say exactly how well this works. The suit is a pretty nice suit. 0.8, 1.5, and 2, but for a Teth, that's not bad. And that has been Old Lady. Until next time.